Welcome back, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming with another Raid Shadow Legends beginners and free to play guide. Today we're taking a look at the Void Keep. Alright, so the Void Keep is going to be where. Uh, uh, Now, if you're a beginning player, you're probably not going to spend a lot of time in the Void Keep. And the reason is because you're not going to have a lot of Void characters. Here's where those void shards come in, the purple shards. The only way to get characters or champions with the void symbol in the bottom corner, so void champions, is to use a void shard. You will not pull any void champions with the green, blue, or gold shard. And likewise, when you use a purple shard, you will not pull any other affinity champion. You will only pull void champions. So once you have a void champion that you want to keep and want to use, then that's when you're going to come in here and you're going to grind out some potions here to ascend them. Now, off to the side here, it shows you what kind of potions you'll get with each fight. So with the first few fights, you'll only be able to get the small potions or the lesser void potions. The next set, you'll only be able to get the lesser or the greater, and then you'll have a chance to get the superior later on. Now, if you're here if you're at any of these things, you'll only get one of these types. There could be several of each when you pull them, but you'll only get one of each after every fight. Now, if you do get a rare drop when you at the end of the fight, you could pull a green shard, a blue shard, or even a purple brew, a void brew, which is going to help with experience with your void champions. And then, of course, you'll get silver. All right, let's jump in. All right. Currently, it's been a second since I've dropped any guys in here to fight. Now, when you're first starting off, it's going to be fairly easy because, and I say that with the idea that there's not a lot of tactics, I should say, when you're early game like this, because they know that you're not going to have a lot of options for your champions. So they don't put a lot of hit points in things on the bad guys, so that you can just brute force your way through fights like this and just take them down really fast before you have to worry about tactics. So let's take a look at what this guy does. Alright, like all dungeon bosses, he has the almighty immunity, which is immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block cooldown skills, fear, and true fear. He's also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing effects, and cooldown increasing effects. Alright, so his first ability is on a 5-turn cooldown, and it deals damage from all poison debuffs on all enemies instantly. So that's where this comes in. His A1, or his basic attack, it attacks all enemies, and it places a 5% poison debuff for 3 turns. Now, this debuff cannot be resisted, so it does not matter what your resistance is, you will automatically take this. The only way to avoid this is by having the block debuffs buff. So it's a buff that blocks any debuffs coming in. That's the only way to resist this. Okay? So once he has these poisons on you and he hits this, then you will automatically, all of your tunes will take damage based on what poison you have. Now this goon right here, he's going to throw up a block buffs debuff on all of your guys during his turn. Meaning that if you have anyone on your team that puts a buff up, like she puts the speed buff on all your guys, and she does the crit rate on all your guys, etc., then he's going to put that debuff, meaning that when she does her special ability to give everyone the increased speed, it will block it and no one will get it. Well, anyone with that debuff won't get it. And then he's going to put a weaken on all of your guys. So that's what these two goons do. So if you care, lower levels you're not going to care, because one, there's not a lot of guys here that have. Let's go ahead and let this run through while we're talking. See, I mean, it's just gonna they're just gonna bust through here and take it down. Now, as you get higher levels, that poison's gonna tick hard. So basically, what's gonna happen is when you get into the higher levels of the dungeon, and that poison starts ticking on you, or he hits you first off, so he's gonna hit you even harder, the higher level dungeon. And then if you happen to get to the next level or the next turn, and he's got all these poisons on you, because as he gets up in level, he's going to be going faster, so he's going to be hitting you with more and more poisons, and they're just going to keep stacking up. And so the more turns he gets, and the less cooldown on that poison activation ability, then it's going to hurt when it slams you. So, something that you could do to help with this dungeon, one, just like all dungeons, having someone like War Maiden that puts the decreased debuffs. That's going to help you take down your bad guys quicker. Having someone that is a nuker, which can be any attack-based champion or any champion that puts out tons of damage. Someone who speeds your team up. The reason why Diabolist is really good for that, because she actually increases turn meter without putting she puts the buff on, obviously, but she also increases your turn meter by just doing it. She just increases the turn meter, so for that one turn, she speeds your guys up. So that's why she's incredibly great for this, incredibly important for the Void Keep, to help you progress through the Void Keep. And then you want, if you can, a cleanser. Now, one of the cleansers you can get is from the campaign, and her name is Spirit Host. Where are you, Spirit Host? There you are. So you can get this young lady from the campaign. She's in one of the campaign locations. She has a speed aura in all battles, so she would make a great leader for your team. And then she has removes all debuffs from all your allies, and then places a block debuffs buff on all allies for one turn. So when that goon throws up the weaken, and the other goon throws up the block buffs, she can come along and take that off. Just absolutely remove it, including all poisons. She can remove all the poisons as well. She'll remove all of it altogether. And then she puts a block debuffs on. This is that one I was telling you about, where he can try to poison you all he wants, and it just bounces right off. So she's fantastic for Void Keep. So I would suggest, if you get a good Void character or champion that you want to level up and you want to ascend, I would suggest spend some time and show this young lady some love. I mean, she is a dark elf, so I don't know if I would show her much love. Not that kind of love. All right, so give her some love, show her some attention, level her up, and yeah, she'll do you proud. I promise you. She's a good choice for that, and she can help you in other locations too. She's really good in arena, actually, to help protect against your opponent debuffing you. So she's really good when it comes to that. And on top of that, she has a speed aura. So hopefully, if you've watched any of my other videos, going first is always important. So that speed aura can definitely help you in arena as well. So, and then last but not least, having some kind of tank is always good. Someone who can withstand some of that damage. Someone that can throw a shield up is good because that's going to help you again with the poisons. Because what's cool about shields is when poisons tick, it ticks off the shield first. So just like if someone was hitting you, it ticks off your shield first. So keep that in mind when you're building your team for this. Someone who can help deflect some of that damage is always good, and someone with ally protect. If you notice, almost all these dungeons, arena, clan boss, all these fights come with a certain role, and you want those roles fulfilled. And this dungeon's no different. You know, you've got your support, which is going to be your tank that can help protect you against damage. Your rezzers, your healers, your speeders, the ones that speed you up, that kind of thing. You've got your nukers. You've got your debuffers, the ones that throw out debuffs to slow your opponent, decrease their defense, decrease their speed, decrease their attack, weaken them, things like that. And so you've got these different roles, and you want people to, and I mean they're the same roles in every single fight. There's some niche. I don't know, whatever that word is, however you pronounce that word. Um, Obviously, there's some niche uh, lineups that are different, but for the general most part, that's you're looking for those type guys in every single lineup. So just keep that in mind. The Void Keep is no different. It does have a slightly different strategy than the other keeps, which makes sense and is awesome. I like the fact that all of their tactics are slightly different. For free to play, you really need to pay attention to the tactics of each one. And the reason why I say that, because if you're free to play, you're not going to be drawing the Legos as many legendaries as the guy that's throwing money at the game. So you're not going to be able, unfortunately, be able to just you know batter your way through all these keeps. You're just not until you've grinded this game out for a little while will you be able to just sit there at level 15, which is the highest of these keeps, and just it doesn't matter who you put in them, and just grind them out. It's going to be, you can do it, and you will be able to do it, and I have faith in the fact that you will be able to do it. It's just going to take you a long time to do it. Where someone with lots of money throwing money at it is going to have legendary characters that they don't care. They're just going to brute force their way. They don't care about the tactics of any of these guys because they're just going to beat through whatever they throw at them. They're just going to beat through their tactics. They don't care. So that's why when you're free to play, you've really got to pay attention to the tactics of each one of these bosses, and you have to deal with them. These two really sucked when I was coming up in levels, and it took me a while to figure out how to take down her shield and how to deal with her healing, because oops, don't want to do that. Because she was a pain in the butt because I couldn't do enough damage before she healed herself to full, and I couldn't do enough damage before she put another shield on. Heck, I couldn't get the first shield down before the next shield came up. So yeah, so each one when you're free to play, um, yeah, each one when you're free to play are really really tough. So just keep that in mind. There are ways to beat these guys, and if I had seen someone's video, which I was dumb and didn't actually watch the videos for them when I was coming up, they would have been easy to beat. So because I mean, there's simple tactics to all of them. So it's just knowing what those tactics are. So other than that, guys, hey, if there's anything else you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. I will be putting up the final one, which is the arcane keep here shortly. All the other keeps, if you want to see what those are, they're on my channel. If you want to watch the videos for those when those come open, and then other than that, yeah, we'll see you on the next Arbiter missions. We'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like if you liked it. Thanks, guys. Bye.